Welcome to Diary of an Ex-Ho. I'm Cheri Hardman. I'm your ex-ho, and today's guest is Lindsey Anderson. So sit back, enjoy the episode, and remember the old saying, always a bridesmaid when you're a hoe.
So I'm Lindsey Anderson. I am currently based out of Seattle, Washington, but originally from Eastern Washington, Spokane area. I am a writer and comedian in Seattle. Did you ask pronouns? Okay, yeah. My pronouns are she, her. My orientation is I am bisexual, and I am currently in a relationship.
Okay, great.
Did I miss anything?
No, you got it all.
Okay, perfect.
Didn't even have to remind you of anything. Okay, so the first thing we usually do is play a quick game of Marry, Shag, Kill.
Okay.
Okay. So I try to base it towards the person but I don't know you, like I don't, know anything. But I saw that you write for the Seattle Gay News.
Yeah.
So I assumed that you probably weren't straight, and so you'll see. We'll go there.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, I just looked at where is it?
Into everybody. So nobody's off the table.
Right. So out of these three people, you have to pick who you're going to marry, who you're going to shag, who you're going to kill, and here are your choices: Miss Benny, Billie Eilish, and Chloe. I don't know how to say her last name. Veit.
Billie Eilish is the only person I know on this list.
Okay.
So I guess I'll just go based on looks. I hope these are all nice people. Oh man. Well, okay, since I know of Billie Eilish, I would say marry Billie Eilish because she's pretty cool and probably rich. Miss Benny looks fun, but also is posing in front of a Netflix sign at the moment. So I'm like, ooh, maybe eat the rich, we should cancel Miss Benny. So then I would shag Chloe. She's beautiful.
Okay.
That's my choice.
All right. What I should do when here's the deal. I don't know, do I not know these people because I'm old or because nobody knows who they are? So
I'm also kind of chronically offline. So
yeah, I think they're both actresses, the other two.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I'm sure they're wonderful people. I'm sorry to have killed Miss Benny.
You have to kill somebody. Somebody's got to go, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to sex, would you rather watch or be watched?
Oh, I think I'd rather watch. I guess it depends on who I'm watching and who's watching me, though,
Right.
Yeah. But if they're hot, I'd rather watch than be watched. I'd be self-conscious.
Oh, okay. When you were young, what did your parents or whoever raised you call private parts?
Oh, okay. So I didn't learn the word vagina until 6th grade health class. So it was just front butt. That's yeah, horrible.
Really?
I was raised Catholic, so yeah, it was front butt and then pee. That was for peanut. Yeah, I also very much in a girl household. I have only a sister, no brothers, so there was not much context for talking about peepees anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard the front butt. I mean, I've heard people say it as adults now, but
yeah, or just privates. But no, I did not know the word vagina until I was 11 years old. Wild.
All right. So were your parents together?
My parents got divorced when I was 11, around the time that I learned what a vagina was. So for my early childhood, they were, and then middle school on, they were not together.
Okay. All right. Do you think they or any partners they've had since then were good role models for how a relationship should be, or no?
Oh, absolutely not. No, my parents had kind of a horrible marriage. I actually incorporated it into my stand-up a little bit because while I was growing up, my dad was a DJ and my mom was a lawyer. So just automatically not a great match. And then the partners they chose for themselves after they divorced were like somehow way worse than that the person that they chose to procreate with. So I guess maybe that's for the best. My mom's husband is, oh, he's so bad. He's an awful dude. But my dad's wife might be worse. She tried to out me when I was like in college. She's crazy. Shout out to Lisa. That is her name. She also has
Yeah.
7 kids, which is insane.
Huh.
Yeah. Seven
Okay. Well,
siblings.
how do you think that affected you and your relationships?
Oh my gosh. Well, after my parents got divorced, I was definitely anti-marriage. I was like, I will never get married. And I am currently in a relationship that I've been in for like 3 years. I don't see myself being with anybody other than this person. And I'm still kind of like, ooh, but marriage, I don't know about that. Just because I don't want divorce. Um, it has also really made me, I think, view straight relationships more critically, just because
Mm,
I've seen kind of like the power imbalance that can happen with like, men that feel like they can control the women in their lives, things like that. And it also just really made me realize that I had to get out of Spokane because there's a very small dating pool of like eligible people there. And if you don't want to date people that might be related to you, it's even smaller.
yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Uh, that makes sense. Okay. So you kind of talked about this a little bit, but let's go a little more in depth. Like, I want to talk about like your sexual awakening. Like when you first realized there's something going on in this world that I really didn't know about before, whether it's feelings you had or stuff you heard or observed. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I would say definitely my sexual awakening happened from watching like Disney Channel. I was really big on like Ross Lynch. Do you know who that is?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay, it was this show Austin and Ally. He was very cute and he was like a rock star. The Jonas Brothers, that was a very early crush. But I also, guess I grew up Catholic, and so that queer side of me was like very like repressed to the point where like when I was a kid and I started to realize like okay I might like girls in a way that like Jesus says not to. I used to pray that the rapture would happen before I could end up like a gay adult because I was like I don't want to go to hell for this,
Mm.
which isn't that funny, it's kind of just sad. But yeah, and then I really didn't have like a queer sexual awakening until college, which is so like stereotypical. But before then I just kind of mostly dated guys. Yeah, and that is not fun in Spokane when there's a lot of Republican guys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, can you think of like a mainstream movie that had like a scene, like a love scene or sex scene that you thought was really hot that you would watch?
Yeah, for me it was Friends with Benefits with Mila Kunis and Justin Timberlake, who as like a teenager they were both so hot. And I would watch that movie like every Saturday night when my parents weren't home. And I would also have like some other channel on like, the quick escape button so that
Right.
if for some reason like I heard the garage door opening, I'd be like, oh, I was just watching Animal Planet. What? I was not watching Justin Timberlake go down on Mila Kunis. Very
Yeah.
hot. Still love that movie.
Right. Yeah. Um, so like I always said, I'd like to be in the middle of that sandwich, right?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
do you watch porn?
Sometimes. Mhm.
Do you have a certain category that you're interested in that you're willing to admit?
I am so vanilla that usually I'll just like type in porn and click kind of whatever is up there. I hate anything that like has like teacher student, or when they say like, young teenage couple. I'm like, why would anybody want to watch this? So I don't, I have like hard no's, not very many hard yeses. Also
Hmm.
can't get into the step sibling thing. Again, might just be because I have so many at this
Right.
point. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
that makes sense too.
Oh, I would say I watch
Uh,
straight porn though. That is my weird take.
really.
Yeah, I don't
Now, a lot of
watch
straight
gay
women
porn.
watch. That's funny because a lot of straight women watch gay
Yeah, yeah, I've heard that. Or like my partner watches, well, they watch like mostly male on male porn, and I'm like, yeah, that just doesn't do it for me. I don't know, maybe.
Isn't it funny how like sometimes what you are attracted to in porn you wouldn't really want to do in real life? Have you noticed that with people sometimes?
Yeah, definitely. I would hope
Oh,
so. I would hope that's why the step sibling porn is so popular.
yeah, right. Well, I don't know. What would you? Oh, what's your definition of amazing sex?
I think amazing sex is when both people are satisfied, um, hopefully multiple times. Um, yeah, and like I don't know, for me it's really corny, but like it's somebody that you connect with and have like an emotional connection. But that obviously isn't for everybody, and it can still be amazing, even if
Mhm.
you don't know the person's name.
Okay, let's go answer. Let's go spin the wheel of dirty questions.
Okay. Oh, there was more. There was more fuck, marry, kill options.
No, those are just different ones I've made for different people.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah. What's your favorite sex toy?
I like the bullet, just the cheapo little tiny vibrator. It's very powerful. Mine recently died, RIP. So like
I don't.
dead dead.
I don't have anything small like that.
Hmm.
I need something that you got to kickstart. I got the plug-in Hitachi magic wand.
Like it only works if it's plugged in.
Mhm.
That's crazy. I've got like a bigger one now, but it's I feel like the bigger they are, the less like kick they've got or something, at least with what I've
Really?
tried. Yeah.
Like little ones, if it needs batteries, it's like like a hummingbird. I don't know. Okay. How's your body image?
Could be better, but could be worse.
Okay. What's the best compliment you've got on your naked body?
Um, I think that I have a nice ass. I've gotten that a couple times. Like a Pixar mom. That's what I've heard.
Pixar mom? Oh,
Yeah,
oh yeah, they do have a certain kind of butt, don't they?
they do. Yeah, it's like very narrow waist, big butt.
It's bouncy butt.
Yeah, like
Oh.
Elastigirl.
um, do you have any sexual regrets?
Um, kind of. I think I wish that maybe I would have tried more things when I was in college. When before I met the person that I'm with now, I wish maybe I had like prior experience, a little bit more. But also I turned like 21 during the COVID-19 pandemic, so it was very hard to like ethically,
Mm.
you know, experiment and find partners when, people were all locked inside.
Yeah, yeah, I never really thought about that, but that was probably, I mean, I got, I was married. I'm locked in a house with my husband all that time, and we didn't have to go to work. It wasn't that bad for us. But like, if, oh, and trying to date, like I'd always tell people, like, just go, like, uh, put your butt outside. Well, like I have a sliding glass door. Just like put your butt outside the sliding glass door and have them come over to the backyard. Don't have to
Yeah.
be face to face.
It was a
But
lot of
yeah,
virtual dating, which was weird, like video chatting with strangers, and
right. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
maybe regret that.
Do you have any items on your sexual bucket list that you would like to do that you've never done?
I don't know. I kind of like the Mile High Club as a concept. I think that sounds like fun and sexy. But I also have a fear of flying.
Oh,
So it
hmm
would be a very frightening yet sexy thing to do. Also, you gotta like have money to do that.
Right. I
Mhm.
know. I never figured out how people did that.
Yeah, I was like, you need like a big blanket maybe, and like
Yeah. Right.
nobody sitting in the middle seat.
Yeah. That'd be awkward. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yeah.
What's your host song? Like, what's the song that when you hear it, it just kind of brings out your host spirit?
Oh, do you know Aquafina made music a while back, and she's got a song called My Vag, and I think it's like really, really funny. And I used to, I don't do it so much anymore, but like I used to play that song and just like try to dance so horribly sexy, and my roommates hated it, and I think it was like in my Spotify Wrapped one year.
We should do that as a set sometime.
My Vag dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, what is your Instagram?
Oh, my Instagram is it's at Lindsey, Lindsey dot Anderson, but no O. So it's Andersn. Because somebody stole Lindsey dot Anderson. Um,
Oh, rude.
yeah, I had it for a while and then I accidentally liked a girl from high school's like first post and I was like mortified. And so I like changed my username to just user and a bunch of numbers and like archived all my posts so I looked like a bot so she would think I was just like some bot. And then when I came back to Instagram and tried to get my username back, some like sorority girl in Vegas stole it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is going to come out like the second or third weekend. We're in, yeah, like probably the third week in June. So do you have anything going on at that time that you want to promote?
Oh my gosh, can I pull up my Google Calendar really quick? Because I definitely do.
Absolutely.
Um, that'll be Pride Month, so happy Pride.
Uh,
And is voting. Let's see, third week in June. I will be doing the Club Comedy Pride Showcase on the 27th. So that should be the fourth week in June. And I'll also be on Saturday, June 22nd, doing Hop Vine Comedy Show. And I will have just gotten back from Laugh Riot Girl Festival in Los Angeles. So very big
wow.
June. Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. Good for you. All
thank you.
right, now it's your turn to just tell me a story about sex.
Okay, I was excited for this part. So I did mention my kind of like queer sexual awakening happened in college. And so to preface this, my junior year of college, which is when the pandemic started, I lived in a house with 6 girls, myself included. And after the pandemic started, everybody but me and one of my roommates went home. And one of the roommates that went home traded rooms with the existing roommate that was staying. And her one like hard and fast rule was like, you can't have sex in my bed. She was like very prudish, very Catholic. Like she would get offended if we took edibles in the house. So like this was just kind of just another one of her like weird kind of Catholic prude things. But I was like, I get it. Like I wouldn't want somebody having
Mm-hmm.
sex in my bed. Um, so anyways, stuck in a house with this person, COVID-19, like it definitely, I think, pushed like turbo mode on self-discovery. Like if you went into the pandemic straight, like 3 weeks in, you were bi. And that's what happened to me. So I was, watching a lot of TikTok where I was like, oh, maybe I'm not straight. And I definitely had a crush on this roommate for months, and we were, stuck alone in a house together, and things just kind of started to happen. And then we ended up having sex in the bed that was the Catholic roommate's bed, which was also my first time having queer sex. Um, it was great, good experience, 10 out of 10, but I was like, we will not tell this girl that we had gay sex in her bed. Partially because I wasn't ready to come out, and also partially because I didn't want to lose her as a friend.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of continued this relationship in secret. And then we started dating, and this is the person I'm still dating. So it's been 3 years, it worked out. But towards the end of my senior year, I was like, okay, this is like official. I need to like come out to my Catholic roommate, who at the time was like one of my best friends. And so I came out to her, and she did not take it well. Turns out Catholics traditionally are homophobic, and she was homophobic. So she, shortly after we graduated, left and stopped talking to me completely, cut me out. And then I found out like 6 months later that this girl who had never even like kissed anybody was engaged to get married, before spring, like type thing, to a guy that surprisingly looks a lot like my partner, but like if my partner was a man, which that was weird. And I reached out to her and I was like, hey, congratulations, that's really cool. And she still ghosted me, didn't say anything. And so finally I was like, hey, I don't know what your issue is. I don't know if it's homophobia, but like we were really close friends and you just dropped me after I told you like this very personal information about myself. And she sent me like a text that pretty much confirmed that. She was like, I feel like our lives are just going in very different directions, and I'd rather we just don't talk to each other anymore. And so I was like, okay, like, it really hurt. Like I've not experienced a relationship breakup, but this like friendship breakup was, I think, it was kind of a similar feeling. It sucks when somebody that you're really close to like can't accept a part of you. And so I kind of festered with those feelings for a while. And then the day of her wedding rolled around, and she invited everybody else that had lived in this house to her wedding, except for me and my partner. And so the day of her wedding, I texted her and I said, congratulations on your wedding. I hope God can lead your husband to the clit. Also, by the way, I had gay sex on your bed, and then I blocked her. So I don't know. I hope she got the message. I hope that it made her wedding wonderful to know that the bed she slept on then for the next like 9 months, I did have gay sex on. Um, yeah, and now she is in a very loveless marriage, and
Uh, that's
jokes on
uh,
her.
that's hilarious.
Thank
Um,
you.
I do want to say though that I'm a little slow, but I just like realized that like the first lesbian sex you had, you're still with that person.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's the only woman that you've been with, or
Yes, and
no?
actually they're non-binary, so
Okay,
technically haven't been with a woman.
okay,
If
gotcha.
yeah, yeah, but yes, that is the only vagina that I have been with. So
Hmm.
again, that's kind of like with that regret of being like, yeah, I haven't
Right.
done a lot before I ended up in this long-term relationship, but you know, it's
Well, they must have a good one. So,
yes, they do. So it's good.
all right. Well, all right, we're done. We
Okay,
made it through. It
nice.
was a lot of fun. It was great meeting you, and thanks for being on.
Of course, thank you so much.
All
I'm
right.
like a huge fan of your comedy, so it
Oh,
was really fun to be a part of this.
all right. Thank you. All
Thank you
right.
so
Bye
much.
bye.
Have a great day.